What's going on, guys? Babs here, going to do a talk-through on Congressional of a country club tournament, just to give you an idea of what I do, how I play, what I'm thinking. First hole, not the normal pin that everybody gets, but still a decent sand wedge. There is a ridge along the bottom here that you need to get up and over. And you see, kind of saw it in that other view, that it's right behind me basically. If you come up too short where that red is, you'll end up going down the hill. Normal pin here. Actually, I like headwinds better than tailwinds because you can have a better chance of putting near the hole. So I just want to throw a full 3-wood up there. What I did there was I under-aimed the aim so that I let my misting do most of the work. If I over-aim and end up with too bad of a misting, then it ends up on the shelf, and that's not where I want to be. So this putt here, the first 3 grids are actually slower than the last 2 grids. So the putt is not so much going to break as it's going to just glide towards the hole. And it's a lot straighter than what most people might see. So you have to anticipate that on this particular green. Good birdie right there. This hole tends to have, I don't know, I find that it tends to have some yardage variance. I'm going to play this as a headwind, see what happens. No heartbeat, so no distance was fine, but it didn't turn for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it might be a misting sensitive hole. Who knows? The putt's moving. It's just trying to find a happy medium right here on how to blend the grids at the beginning that aren't moving for the grids that are moving towards the middle and the end. And again, if you're going to miss on the high side. Yep, see. Those first 3 grids didn't actually do much to indicate the next 3 grids helping the ball turn back towards the hole, but hopefully we can make up for it on hole number 6. This pin, you certainly don't want a left to right win, but if you do, you have to under aim and misting early to avoid that. But we've got a good win here, a good pin, should be a nice little number into the hole. Make sure you at least stay even, if not below the hole. There we go, see? Land it short, roll it up, works well. If you go past the hole, it's not a difficult putt. You just have to keep in mind that the speed of the putt can be variable. What I mean by speed of the putt being variable is that sometimes if you just hit the putt at speed, the green has much more time to have its effect on the ball. And so you'll see the ball move more than anticipated because you hit it too soft. It's actually a good win for a punch. I don't want the ball to come spinning back too much, so I'm going to go with the 9-iron punch, see if I can't put it close. Do 1 yard off. And if you haven't charted your punches, definitely chart them. I mean, they're a great tool. I use them almost 3 or 4 times around, depending on the course. The good thing about the punch is that you can still have a really good amount of distance on your shot, but it's a lower flying ball, so you have a lower apex, which also helps create less wind effect, so you can be a little more aggressive. So right to left wind here. I'm not going to aim for the flag. I'm just going to under aim. Just put the ball in the middle of the green. Not trying to heartbeat or anything. I just want to get on the green and see if I can't put myself in a position to make an eagle. See, the first 4 grids are not doing a whole lot. Then the 5th grid is slightly moving, and then the last 4 grids are moving. So I want to count what that 5th grid is doing and then make an adjustment to my line, how I see the ball traveling. There we go. This hole itself got to be above the shelf. No matter what you do, you got to be above the shelf. Otherwise, it'll come rolling down. You'll have a 38-foot putt. So just put it on top of the shelf, make a putt. Or get some heartbeats. See, 176. I threw that 177. Not bad. It's a little flatter on the right than it is on the left. You have a much greater chance if you land on the left of it spinning back. So try to learn and understand your landing zones on different courses and different holes. Dots are consistent, not too crazy. It's not going to break very hard at the end. It's going to die. So you have to take that into consideration. Make sure we have the correct meter. There we go. I don't know if you could see that, but right at the end, that last grid, the ball straightened out. And it'll do that oftentimes on the right side of that hole. So keep that in mind. Might just be a nice little punch shot. Again, get comfortable with hitting punches with your 75 and 100 wedge. They're very useful. Very, very helpful. Very reliable shots. So go out there and chart those 2 clubs with flat punches, and it will help put you closer to the hole. Uh-oh. Yeah. That missed sting cost me a little too much missed sting. Yikes. Oh, I don't want to be on punch. Oh well. Just a slight boo-boo. Will kind of put us a little farther from the hole than necessary, but this hole plays pretty true to the numbers. Just as long as you don't over-aim, keep the ball below the hole, you should be in good shape. Good number. There we go. Yeah. Could have done without that poor drive, but hey, we made up for it, so no harm, no foul. Pretty much a dead straight putt. We're going to ram it in. Good front 9 other than number 3. Could have done without that. So this hole you have to be careful with full backspin shots because it can have a tendency to spin back towards the fringe, which is not what we want. See, that spun back three yards. If I'd have had full backspin, that could have spun back 5-6 yards and would have dipped off into the fringe. So you got to be careful of that. You know, full backspin isn't always the correct shot. So understand your greens. There we go. Understand your greens. It'll help you make better decisions when it comes to what type of shots you want to hit into these holes. This hole, back pin, there's a ridge that you have to clear. So we're going to try and clear it if we can. No heartbeat. Yep, see right there. I hit it. 174 yards. There's that ridge right there that I'm sitting on top of. If you clear it, you can keep the ball on the green, but if you go too far past it, you roll off the green. If you don't hit the ball hard enough, you hit the ridge and then you dive right here, which is unfortunate, but let me see if we can't make a putt. I'm looking at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th grid line, 5th and 6th grid line, because the beginning of the putt is not doing anything to my eyes, but I know the slope of the vertical dots are doing something. So I want to take that into consideration. It looks like a good line right there. Hopefully the dots at the end grab the ball and feed it back towards the hole. There we go. So it's about finding the line where, you know, the ball is going to intersect those two dot movements and then allow the green speed to do the work to bring the ball back towards the hole. And if you miss, you miss, but at least learn something from your miss. See, number 12. I always have some weird outcomes on this hole. I'm still trying to figure this one out. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, that's a case of where I didn't want to ding it. I was hoping to miss ding that, but I didn't get the miss ding. So we're going to have to try a fringe putt here, see if we can get a zoom out. So I'm looking at the 1, 2, 3rd grid line from the hole because that's the one that's doing the most movement. The beginning of the putt is going to indicate how the ball starts, but I want to know how this ball is going to finish. And the vertical dots are feeding towards the hole. So I need to be high enough, but I also need to have the right speed. There it is. There we go. Good putt right there. I like that. That was a good putt. Again, another hole I'm not going to hit full backspin on just because I don't want the ball to come ripping back down the green. Good shot. Get our aim right. Distance is good. Ball dies. Just that simple little bit of off spin on the tee shot prevents that ball from spinning back 3-4 yards, and so that's where you have to incorporate different types of shot strategies to give yourself the best outcome. These uphill greens, it's best to land a little short, let it roll towards the hill. With the other flag, you can actually land it long on the hill and it'll feed back, but we don't have that option here. So we want to land it short. 2 years. Oh. Like that. Oh, man. So I left the top tracer on just, you know, so you can see these things when they're happening. So I landed at 133 and rolled 2 yards. Now, if it hadn't hit the cup, it might have rolled 3 or 4 yards, but at least I'd be in the vicinity. Again, now this is the headwind, so we're not really trying to roll the ball up. We're trying to be aggressive and go for the hole because we want to use our headwind to our advantage. This green slopes left to right, so keep that in mind when you're on approach. See how the ball spun from left to right? That's how the green slopes, but also the direction the wind is blowing. So the natural ability of the ball and the natural selection that the ball is going to do when it hits the green is spin in the direction the wind is blowing. And we don't get a tailwind, unfortunate. But back to number 15. The ball is going to spin in the direction the wind is blowing. You'll notice this a lot if you hit a flat sand wedge on Pebble Beach number 7. Multiply that also by the fact that the green is sloping left to right means you have to adjust your aim a bit to compensate for where you want to land versus where your ball is going to end up. Let's see, this should be just a flat 60 wedge. I have my 60 wedge charted all the way down to 70%. And, oh, I thought I'd get a little more spin back than that, but that's fine. Not a terrible putt. So, as I was saying, I have my 60 wedge charted down to 70% because there are times where instead of hitting a punch shot, you can hit a choke down 60 wedge, and instead of the ball biting, it'll actually release. So if I can hit a 75% 60 wedge 44 yards and release it 2 yards, that gives me a better chance of holding out. Not a difficult hole, just don't want to go too long because it is an unforgiving putt. Slightly long. I didn't expect it to go that long. It might have been a tailwind. Who knows? But as you'll see, it's downhill. The dots aren't moving a whole lot. I checked the vertical dots just to make sure. Just to make sure what I'm seeing is what is happening and that there's no other influence happening on the putt in case I get a weird wrong side misting on the putter. The dreaded number 18. So actually, I like a punch in this situation. And for all the reasons I spoke about on number 5. No heartbeat. See, that's not bad. I'll take that. I mean, that's 10 feet from the hole. Low flying punch. The ball didn't get carried away. If I had a really bad misting, it wouldn't have any more effect because my apex was lower, only 75 feet. See, 1, 2, first 2 grids are moving, 3rd grid is drifting, 4th grid is drifting. So I want to blend those together. Slight misting. There we go. Good round. Other than number 3, unfortunate, but still a good round. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions, and look forward to seeing y'all again soon. Thanks for watching. Take care.